welcome to the sixth episode of our 10-in-1 video series entitled 100 Commonly Misused Words Used in WAEC, NECO and JAMB Lessons and Structure. This evening, we want to start talking about the sixth part of our video series. And for easy access, we have decided to split this episode into two parts so that we shall be considering part 6A and part 6B. So, in the first part of this part 6, we shall be looking at words number 51 to 55. So that in the second part of the same episode, we'll be considering words number 56 to 60. Welcome to the second part of the sixth episode of our video series. Today we shall be looking at the second part of the sixth episode of this video series, which captures words number 56 to number 60. For words number 56, we have which /who/whom/whose. 57, sometime, sometime. Like sometime separated and sometime joined together. Then we have somewhat and somehow. Then we have honest, sincere /frank. And then we have cloth, clothes, and clothes. So let's take on the first one in this video. Now, the first set of words that we are considering in the second part of this episode includes which, who, whom/whose. When you look at these words very closely, you will discover that they are all relative pronouns. And what is a relative pronoun? A relative pronoun, is that pronoun that can be used to begin an adjectival clause, That is, when you have an adjectival clause, you're going to have a main clause and then a subordinate clause. For the subordinate clause, that is the adjectival part of the word clause, if it's going to be an adjectival clause, then it must begin with any of these words, all right? Now, when you look at them very closely, you will again discover that which can be separated from the rest three, so that as for who, whom, and whose, we can understand them in the same direction, such that who, is subject, while whom is what? Object. And whose is the possessive form of who. And that's what we already have here. Which is used to describe animals and things, It cannot be used to describe human beings. But the opposite word is who. In other words, who is used to describe what? Humans. That is people. Which, we said it can be used to describe animals or things only, whereas who can be used to describe people, all right? And who can be used in the position of a subject, while whom is used in the position of object. In other words, who and whom are actually the same, in meaning. The only difference between who and whom is that whereas whom, is used as subject, whom can only be used as what? Object. That is, who can usually stand before a verb, whereas whom will always stand after a verb. Then what about whose? Whose is the possessive case of who. Now, all these words are pronouns. That is the part of speech to which they belong. Let's look at their usage, in some of the expressions that we have highlighted here. The first one says, a man bought the hybrid car which will help him save on gas, all right? So which is used here because we're describing a car. Then number 2, the man who made the hybrid car is a Japanese. So here, who is describing a man. All right, so it is only who that can be used in an expression like this. You cannot introduce which to this type of expression by saying the man which made the hybrid car. No, so it's only who that can go here. So this is the difference between which and who. He wrote a letter to a pen pal whom he had never met. We are using whom here because it is in the position of object. All right. So for the last one, we have the man whose car was stolen has been found. So we are using whose here because it is showing possession. So this is how to use these pronouns in expressions. Let's now take a step further by looking at their appearance in past questions. WAEC 1988. I know of a cow that has 3 legs. A, whom, B, which, C, who, D, of which. The correct answer to this question is which, because whom can only be used with people as well as who. Our next set of words includes sometime, sometime, sometimes. Now, what's the meaning of the first one? Sometime. Okay, it means a certain period, a span of time, that is a duration. All right, that is what we mean by sometime. Yes. Now, what part of speech does this word belong? It is simply a phrase. Okay, it's a phraseological expression because some is an adjective and time is a noun. Okay. Now, what's the usage of this word in expression? We have something here like, I need some time to finish this project. That is, I need a particular span of time, okay, to finish the particular project in question. So that is what we mean by that and how to use some time in an expression. And what about the next one? Sometime. That is when some is joined with time. Remember, in the first case that we've just considered, some is separated from time. And we said that some, okay, is an adjective modifying time. Now, for this one, where some is joined with time, it is an adverb. That's the part of speech to which it belongs. And what does it mean? It means some point in time in the future or in the past. That's a particular point in time, whether in the future or in the past. All right? Now, how do we use this word in expression? We say, I would like to discuss this project with you sometime soon. All right? That is, I would like to discuss this project with you sometime. It's a particular point in time in the future. And remember, you can also use this to refer to the past. So you can say, I discussed this project with you sometime last year. That is at a particular point in time last year. All right? So that is how to use sometime where some and time are joined together. Then what about sometimes? That is when some and time are joined together and you have an S, okay, added to the spelling. The part of speech to which that word belongs is adverb. Now, what's the meaning of sometimes? It means every now and then. In other words, you can say occasionally or at times. It can be, okay, it's something intermittent that is not consistent and it's not a span of time. That's when you use sometimes. That is, it happens occasionally. It happens at times. It happens every now and then. Let's look at an expression, okay, that covers the use of this word, right, in a sentence. And then here we have something like, sometimes I don't understand why my friends behave rudely, all right? So this one means at times or occasionally, I do not understand why my friends behave the way they do. So that is how to use these words, all right, in expressions. Let's now take a step further by looking at their appearance in past questions. NECO 2005. I saw Ames in Lagos last year. A, at times. B, one time. C, sometime. D, sometime. E, sometimes. The correct answer to this question is option C, going by our explanation, which means at a particular time last year. So I saw Ames in Lagos at a particular time last year, sometime last year. So the correct answer is C. That is how to use these words in expressions. So with that, we'll now take a step further by considering our next item on this list, which covers words number 58, somewhat / somehow. Our next set of words include somewhat / somehow. Now, what's the meaning of somewhat? Somewhat means an information that is to a small degree unknown. What about somehow? Somehow means something which happened in a way that is not known. Right. When you look at these two words very closely, you discover that they have to do with something or an event that is not clearly known. So that whereas some words talks about a piece of information that is to some degrees unclear, then somehow talks about an event that happened in a way that is not known or that is not clear. So that's the difference between somewhat and somehow. Now let's look at their usage in expressions. The first one says the instructions were somewhat confusing. Okay? Alright. Then when you now go to the second one, you have Jane somehow managed to find her earring in the sand. So this one has to do with an event, okay, that happened in a way that is not clear or that is not known. Alright? So that's the difference between somewhat and somehow. Let's now move forward and consider their appearance in past questions. We have NECO 2004, and the question says the governor was dash hasty in his economic policy. Alright? A, enough. B, more. C, somewhat. D, somewhere. E, such. The correct answer to this question is what? Somewhat, going by our explanation. Now we move forward and consider the next item that we have on our list, which is honest, sincere, / frank. Our next set of words include honest, sincere, / frank. Now let's look at them one after the other. What does it mean to be honest? To be honest means to simply tell the truth, okay, without any strings attached. Alright, that is what it means, okay, to be honest. Then, what does it mean to be sincere? To be sincere means to tell the truth with feelings attached, okay, to tell the truth with feelings attached. That is what it means to be sincere, okay? To be emotional about what you are saying, about the truth, okay? That is what it means to be sincere. Then what does it mean to be frank? To be frank means to tell the truth even if it hurts someone else's feelings, alright? So you can easily see that these three words are all about what? Telling the truth. Now let's look at their usage in expressions. For the first one we have, I was being honest when I told the girl her cat was cute. Alright, that means you just said it for the sake of it, okay? You don't have any feelings attached, okay? You don't have any strings attached to what you were telling the girl. So I just told the girl that her cat was cute. Fine. So that's that about that. Then the next one said, I was being sincere when I told my wife she looks beautiful on her wedding day. Here, you were telling the truth emotionally, alright? You were telling the truth with feelings attached. Alright, so that's what it means to be sincere. Then the next one, I told the girl her mistakes even though it upsets her. So here you were being frank because you told the truth and someone was hurt, okay, as a result of what you were saying. That means you were being frank. So bottom line is that these three words are all about telling the truth. So let's now move forward and look at their appearance in past questions. NECO 2008 synonym, that is to choose an option that is nearest in meaning to the underlined. And the underlined word here is candid. Now the question reads, my principal gives his candid opinion on every issue brought before him. A, complete. B, frank. C, honest. D, vague. Right. Among these options, A and D cannot be considered as synonyms, okay, of the word candid. What about option B and C? Yes. If the principal gives his candid opinion, that means the principal, okay, was telling the truth, all right, or giving a sincere opinion, kind of a frank opinion or honest opinion. So what are we going to take here? Now, this is a situation where the principal is not showing emotion and is just being objective on the issues brought before him. So the correct answer to this question is option B, which is frank.